r/AskReddit. Divorce attorneys of Reddit. What was the most stupid reason two people wanted to divorce? She saw a picture of him contra dancing he'd posted on Facebook. She knew he went contra dancing. That part wasn't the surprise. In fact, I'm still confused about this one. My client and his wife were into a role-playing game. I think Second Life. Everyone had an avatar. I suspect that his and his wife's were much more sprightly than they were in real life. Anyway, he suspected that she was being unfaithful to him in the game. So he created a fake avatar and stalked her in the game. Sure enough, she was running around on him, having virtual sex with another bloke. Or bloke avatar anyway. That was it. I'm not a divorce attorney, but my former subordinate got divorced over Pokemon cards. At one point during the separation, she came to work to accuse him of stealing some of her heirs. It got near physical and we had to have security forces remove the spouse so we could get back to work. They were a hot mess. Been married for 4 years. Finally had the big talk with one another. You know, the one where we realize it is forbidden to combine our card collections. Obligatory, not a lawyer, but a lawyer I know got a case because the husband didn't change his Facebook status to married quickly enough after the wedding. It was like 2 weeks. The judge laughed at the lady and made them get marriage counseling. Lawyer pocketed north of $1,000 for that. I knew a couple who married super early and divorced so he could join the Naval Academy. Apparently you can't enter if you're married. They stayed together and remarried after he graduated. This seems like one of the least stupid reasons for a divorce. Good on them for having such a strong and understanding relationship. And thank you for sharing such an interesting tale. I know this isn't the reason for the divorce. Sorry, but it made me wonder what precipitated the divorce since it was so paranoid. My sister worked for a divorce attorney, and she had to field a couple of phone calls from a guy in the midst of a messy divorce. He insisted that his ex was putting rocks on his lawn to mess with the lawnmower, and he was trying to somehow add that to the divorce proceedings. Because of wife's last name. After 10 years of happy marriage, she decided that she doesn't like her last name anymore. She took her husband's last name after wedding. Our legal system does not allow people to change their last name if there are kids involved. So she filed for divorce. Not an attorney, but my mom is a paralegal. There was one case that kept dragging along because they were fighting over the luggage. Once that was settled, they started arguing over a $25 plastic palm tree. That palm tree prompted the case to go into mediation, costing both of them around $1,000 each just for the mediation. Back in 1996, a woman filed for divorce, seemingly out of nowhere, to end her marriage of 25 years. 2 years later, her ex-husband received a letter in the mail about her lump sum lottery winnings. Turns out that 11 days before filing for divorce, she had won $1.3 million in the lottery. She didn't disclose this at all during the divorce proceedings in an effort to keep the winnings all to herself, as he would have received half under California law. When the ex-husband took this to court, the judge said she had violated state asset disclosure laws and gave all of her winnings to him. Her law apparently said that if she had said something during the divorce, it's possible she might have been able to keep all of it or come to some agreement. But because of what she did, she lost it all. Here is a more detailed article about the whole thing. A couple in Australia threatened to divorce if gay marriage became legal. But surprise surprise, when it eventually became legal, they didn't go through with it. My friend's parents divorced because his mother wanted a horse. His father argued that they can't keep a horse in a 6th floor apartment and don't have enough resources or money to rent a stable. Then she ducked her son's math teacher and became a crackhead. I feel sorry for everyone involved. Not a divorce or a lawyer, but my ex years ago left me because I wanted chickens in the front yard. The conversation was something along the lines of how our futures just didn't line up. Turns out he was cheating. But you know, blame it on the damn free-range hens. It became a cherished phrase almost immediately. I have a friend who used to be a security guard at a courthouse. He said one time he had to watch over a divorce proceeding between a 80-year-old man and his 40-year-old Vietnam wife. He said, in broken English, she wanted to divorce him because he couldn't satisfy her anymore. During the beginning of the case, she would yell mean things about this guy and the judge had to constantly tell her to be quiet. The old man never said a word, Eventually the judge said we will have to continue on a future date. She immediately said then forget it, got up and walked out of the courtroom. The wife got tired of being married to a transplant surgeon and wanted to be an S&M hooker. And yes, it turns out she had mental problems. Well, she had a dream she was going to hell, so she blamed that on him. She now teaches Catholicism just in case. If the reason told was stupid, most likely happened to be the straw that broke the camel's back and there were more serious underlying issues. In Italy apparently you can save on taxes when buying first house for your own living. If you married it counts as one for the couple. Some people are getting divorced when buying another house to save on taxes again. Weird Al Yankovic got divorced when his wife joined the Columbia Record Club. He couldn't handle that kind of commitment. Should have fled serious. They got married. She didn't want to pay for part of the health insurance bill. This the type of shit that goes on YouTube. The husband wants to vaccinate the child while the mother is against it. Either stupid or brilliant depending on your perspective. But, husband was getting sick of his wife, and also having an extramarital affair, so he pretended to go bankrupt to try to induce her to leave him. Wife got pretty pissed off, but decided to try to help him out with his failing business instead. Husband then revealed it was all a ruse and he had just been testing his wife. Hardy ha, he didn't actually want to separate anymore. Wife got genuinely pissed off and decided to initiate a divorce due to his overall deceitfulness. Husband then attempted to hide assets during the separation process, but their daughter ratted him out because, you know, duck that guy and all. Wife therefore cleaned husband out during the separation. Significant spousal and child support plus 2.5 out of 3 properties. Husband also lost his mistress due to, well, now actually being semi-broke, or at least broke for a supposedly rich guy. Wife remarried shortly afterward. There's not really a good answer to your question. I've had tons of clients who got divorced over all sorts of ducked up and really good reasons. I haven't had one where the reason given was just absolutely petty and pointless. It's an expensive, very public, and drawn out process. Almost no one gets divorced on a whim. My divorce. I left him because he was boring. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.